Hi guys, we're here at McGregor Park in Trail, and it's great. There's all these nice paved trails and things and walk along the river, so we're just gonna kind of walk and talk and check out the trail. No, there's no poison ivy here or poison oak. So we're gonna go across this cool little bridge. I'm gonna flip my camera around.
Take the stick of magic.
Hey, what's on? Those are horsetails down there. So here's our first little glimpse of horsetails, guys. So horsetails really like water.
Yeah,
So you can see them.
Bamboo. Wow,
You can see them growing all along. All those little green sticks
And look at the water striders.
are horsetails. And we'll get a closer look in a minute. There's a ton that grow here along the Rogue River and these little creeks that flow into the Rogue. So we'll get a closer look later. So those are pretty cool. All right, should we cross this bridge, guys?
Yeah.
There's more horsetails over here.
Why are we still here? Just a second.
Big ones. Okay, so here's a good view of horsetails. So they're like a really simple plant. They grow up out of the ground where it's wet. And when I was a kid, we called these things Lincoln log plants, because they have these little joints all along, and you can just pop the joints like Lincoln logs. Here, Cruz, you want to pop those apart?
I'm lifting a log. I guess.
Isaac, put the log down, please.
I guess.
Yeah, just pull it apart. That one's really big, so it might be a little tougher. See? They just kind of come apart at the joints.
Try. Yeah, you look. That was easy. So was that. Oh, dang it.
And fun fact, let's see if I can get a root here. They're called horsetails, but these are actually toxic to horses. So if you have a horse, don't let them eat the horsetails.
It's called horsetail.
There, see? So they have like these really shallow little roots because they grow where it's wet, so they don't have to burrow down too far to get to... Only if you're a horse. They don't have to go down too far to reach water, so their roots are usually pretty shallow and pretty small. There you go. There's another.
It's really long.
Yeah. So that is horsetails, and we have a ton of them here at McGregor Park, which again is out in Trail. It's a great place to come and enjoy the river with your family. No day use fee or anything. All right, continuing our McGregor Park virtual field trip, we have found some ferns here. So these ferns here are called sword ferns, because you see how they're like a triangle shape, like a sword blade. Thanks, Isaac. And then if you look at the back side of a fern frond, oh, it's fall, you can't really tell. Darn it.
Yeah, they got
You'll see it more. You'll see it more in the spring. But you'll see all of these little brown dots on the backs of the fern leaves in the spring. And those are the spores, which are like the seeds for ferns. So this fern has already dropped its spores. Oh wait, there's some. There, you see all those brown dots? Those are the spores. And that is how this fern reproduces. So it doesn't drop seeds, it has these little spores. So if I kind of rub them off, let's see if you can see them. Yeah. See, they kind of come off on my thumb. Focus. So those are all the spores on my thumb. So that I can kind of spread those little spores around for the fern. There aren't a ton of ferns here in Southern Oregon because we have kind of a drier climate. But that's a spider web. There's a spider web holding some pine needles up over here. But over here along the river, we have a lot of moisture. So here's a different type of fern. You brush some leaves off of it. This is a bracken fern. So you can see how it looks different from the sword fern. It has a more complex leaf system. So the sword fern comes up in one blade, and the bracken has these little branches that come off of it. So it's a really pretty fern. It's kind of lacy looking almost. And let's see if there's any spores on the back here still. Don't see a whole lot. Nope, this bracken might have already dropped its spores. But we saw some on that sword fern, and they're pretty much the same on a bracken. So yeah, that's another beautiful type of fern
Hey, Mom, look.
that we see. And I wish that I could take you guys on a trip to northern Oregon and show you all the different ferns that I grew up with in the Portland area. There's some more bracken, there's some more horsetail there. So, but swordtails and brackens are about the only ferns that I mostly see down here in Jackson County. And we have a lot of them down here by the river. It's a great place to come check out our different plants. Okay, so we're walking here along the trail.
Nowhere to be sad.
And we came to this Steller's jay. We don't know how it died. It might, I don't know. But
Probably a dog got it.
anyway,
Or a cat.
I'm not gonna like poke it or anything. I'm gonna be respectful, but
So colorful.
it's not very often that you get to see a bird up close like this. So Steller's jays have these beautiful blue feathers, and they have a dark top. This looks like a female because the males have like a top knot on top that's like a little triangle. And this one doesn't have that, so maybe it's a female. So sad for bird, but we get to kind of observe nature up close. It's a beautiful creature.